Hi, my name is Victor. Today I'm going to show you guys how to solve logarithmic equations. This is part 1 of a 2-part video series. Part 1, we're going to go over easy simple equations. Part 2, we're going to go more into complex equations. Alright, so solving for logarithmic equations. Usually when you're asked to solve for a logarithmic equation, you're asked to solve for a variable. Most of the time it's going to be x. So you're going to see this scenario most of the time. We have a log, let's say with a base of 2, and inside that log we have x cubed, and this log equation equals 3. So most of the time you're going to see this scenario where the x is inside of the log function and you're asked to solve for it. Okay, now when you're asked to solve for this log function, what you want to do is you want to isolate the x. Okay, now in this case, whenever you see x inside of the log as it is in here, the way that we can get rid of this log or to cancel out the log is to raise both sides by the base of the log. So in this case we see that the base of this log is 2, right? So I'm going to take both sides and raise them with a base of 2. Okay, now when we do this, what happens here is that the big base of 2 and the log base of 2 cancel out, okay, and what was left inside of the log gets dropped down, which is the x cubed. Now we have x cubed equals 2 cubed, right? Now to solve for x, we simply have to get rid of this power of 3 by simply cube rooting it, right? Whatever you do to one side, you got to do to the other side. So I got to cube root this side as well. Now the cube, or the third power, and the cube root cancel out, and the same thing is going to happen on the right side as well. So here we're left with x equals 2. Alright, that's one scenario that you'll see when solving logarithmic equations, that the x, or what you're interested in solving for, is inside of the log itself. Alright, another scenario that you might see is log with a base of x. Alright, so let's say we had a problem and it was log with a base of x, and inside of that log was 10, and let's say this equaled 1, and you were asked solve for x in this equation here. Well, the same method would apply here. We want to cancel out this log, right? Now to cancel out this log, what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise it to the base of the log, which in this case is x, right? What you do to one side, you got to do to the other side. So I got to raise this side to the base of x. Okay, now what's going to happen here is that this log is going to cancel out with the big X because of the base. Log has a base of x and it's being raised to a base of x. So those cancel and we're left with just 10 equals x to the 1 power, which is simply x. So in this case x would equal 10. Alright, so there you have it. Basically, when you see x inside of the log or x as the base of the log, you can use this method to solve for x. Alright, so next we'll go with part 2 where the equations are going to be a little bit more complex. Okay.